one of those perfectionists. If I'm not working my tail off from Monday through Friday with clients, sometimes at 6 in the morning till 7, 8 p.m. in the evening, chores during the day, weekends, it's home projects. It's either building backyard furniture, putting out string lights, fixing things around the house, electric work, going into the attic, running Ethernet cables. So it's always something or the other. And I'm trying to be cognizant about that. I want to practice before I preach, but to your point, I think it's the lies we tell ourselves that, okay, I'm doing something else, but I'm not resting. I'm
Yeah.
not resting myself. And I think to your point, rather than telling people what to do, it's those planting those seeds, which is it's a marathon. It's not a 100-meter sprint every single time. And I need to remind myself to do that. You have said this before, which I think is always valuable, pen to paper, and it's always a good thing.
And it's always those baselines. Like you got to come back to those basics, right? If your body
Mhm.
has not slept, it's sleep deprived, sure, you can get work done, but not at the optimal level, right? And your brain isn't
Mhm.
going to care about you finishing that project as much as it is to get that sleep. And
Mhm.
same thing, if you haven't had water, like I've got water bottles around me constantly. If you're not like, if you feel thirsty, you've waited too long. You've already got
Right,
cortisol
right.
going out in your body because you've
Oh
waited
my
too long. You should
goodness.
never feel dehydrated. You should always be hydrated to like just and eating every couple hours. Like I've got snacks on like nuts on me all the time because
Oh
you're
my.
just to fuel that piece. One thing that could be helpful, like, because sometimes we equate busyness as problematic too, but
Mm.
for a week, what I would often get people to do is track all the activities that you do from the
Mhm.
minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. Track
Mhm.
everything that you do, including
Mm.
scrolling, because you would be amazed at how much time we waste without realizing it
Mhm.
on places like scrolling or binge watching TV when we could have done something nourishing there. But next to every activity, write an N if it was nourishing, if you felt
Mm.
energized, if it was meaningful, or D for draining.
Mm.
And then you can kind of see, right? Like from that menu of things, for me, laundry is draining. And so I
Mhm.
found a way to only do laundry once a month.
I have a few scenarios here. I just want to
Sure.
narrate them. Pay attention to them and just help us dismantle it. Because for us, we might be numb to it. We're like the boiling frog. We don't even recognize, and I'm talking to a lot of people who do feel this way. So I have a few. We'll see how much time allows us to get to. So the first thing is with AI being such a pressure cooker for a lot of people, here's an example where a senior software engineer works at a company that has fully embraced AI for coding. So leadership says things like, with AI, we should all be moving faster right now. And everyone cringes hearing that. At first, the engineer is excited. They use AI to draft code, they summarize documents, they're troubleshooting errors, and they speed up some repetitive tasks. But within a few months, which has been the case right now, uh, the expectation quietly changes. The same engineer is expected to review more code, fix more bugs. It's obviously greed that's coming in. They're attending more planning meetings, it's meetings after meetings after meetings. They have to mentor junior engineers, still be productive because, hey, AI has accelerated all of your work. So they're not working fewer hours, they're working at higher intensity. Publicly, they say AI has made me so much more productive, but privately, they feel like they are never doing enough. Their self talk sounds something like this: if I'm still overwhelmed with AI, maybe I'm the problem. Everyone else seems to be adapting faster than me. I can't admit this too much because I look outdated. I see a lot of senior folks who are like, oh my God, look at these younger Gen Zs. They adapt these tools way faster than I can. And I'm like, you know what? You're starting at the 100-meter mark, at the 50-meter, line, the 100-meter race. So it's not about can you do it faster? You know how to see what is signal versus what's noise. So everyone is looking at the other person's grass and saying it's greener. So what is happening psychologically? I think none of this is new, but can you tell us what's happening psychologically when that high performer interprets increased workload as a personal failure instead of a system problem? What's going on?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. I mean, there was a breach of social contract here because we did have, initial expectations, but the social
Mm,
comparison piece is huge and
mm,
we
mm,
see it at such a broader level now. And so the underlying sort of message is I'm not doing enough, right?
mhm,
That's so the expectation has increased because I'm not doing enough. Um, and we do have like you were talking before about the myth that everybody else is doing fine. I'm unique in my position. And we do
mhm,
have this
mhm,
myth of happiness where, people do of 1 to 10. I'm only a 2 out of 10 happy.
mhm, mhm,
Everybody else is a 9, 10, right? And so our brain just goes that way. Our brain is a prediction making machine. I think I've talked about this before. And
mhm,
so perfectionism even it's about the prediction that the brain is making. So some of these things are happening, but we need to look, I mean, you're right, this really is a systems issue. And the problem is, you know, if we are reaching those benchmarks, and the perfectionist high achiever is always going to reach those benchmarks, but it's out of fear. It's not because it's actually sustainable. It's not actually
mhm,
because it's a realistic expectation. It's about fear. And so I think maybe getting honest about that with ourselves. Am I doing this because I'm worried, about the outside cost, right? Or the outside judgment, or, whatever it is. And what is it that I'm sort of jeopardizing? So psychologically, there's a few things there in terms of that social comparison, the breach of social contract, and then just pure fear about
mhm,
what would happen if I did stop, right? If I didn't actually hit those benchmarks, right? Because we do have our identity completely fused with that output, which is a big problem because we can have the best output, but somebody liked the font of something else. Like it's who knows, right? Like there's
mhm,
completely other different things, but things start, there is the burnout piece, but then there's also resentment, right? And now, if we're
mhm.
burning up with resentment as we're doing our work, like that's going to put limits as well on the work that we're doing. So I think that we need to recognize, that baseline has shifted upwards, and there's quite a few things that were kind of taken from them into as they enter this AI.
Thank you so much, Dr. Caroline, and can't
Thanks.
wait for you to show up on our podcast again.
Nice to chat with you. Take care.
Awesome. Take care. Bye.